Hey YouTubers, more turkey hunting action coming at you. Justin, what do we got this week?
Well, we've got some more great turkey hunts, as you said, with some awesome second angles. So guys, as always, we appreciate you tuning in. Now, for those of you that have subscribed to the channel, to make sure you're not missing any of the updates, because we are posting a lot of videos, make sure that you turn your notifications on. Right next to the subscribe button, you're gonna see a little bell. Hit that and you will get notified every time we upload an awesome video. So as always, thanks for tuning in. Let's get to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bowhunt or Die. You know, Justin, this year the team's been doing a great job putting down turkeys, and I'm glad that this turkey season is finally coming to an end, because that means
we can start worrying about deer.
We can start worrying about deer.
Yes.
I am ready to put my turkey season behind me and to start just focusing on
I agree, but
else.
Before we do that, we do have some more awesome turkey hunts coming up. Guys, we've got actually 3 technical hunts this week. We've got Dan Richardson and his son Dalton out on a little father-son action. They've got some amazing second angle cameras, and then we've got Johnny Herrmann up there in Wisconsin, who actually also has a lot of really cool second angles in his hunt as well. So guys, let's stop talking. Let's get into those hunts now.
Okay, here we are, 5 days prior to the turkey season here in Indiana. As you can see, there's like a nice little grassy flat back in here. I'm back in the strip mine areas back here, and this was once a grove of giant pine trees. Birds used to roost in it all the time. We had some storms come through, kind of wiped out all the pines. There's a lot of pines back here, as you can see. They're real soft. Well, anyway, a friend of mine come up here a couple years later with a bulldozer, and he pushed all this to the side. Well, it left this nice little flat right here. This was a fluke. I haven't heard any birds up here, but I decided to put a stealth cam up here about a month ago. And in a month's time, I've probably got 5,000 pictures and some videos on my 4K stealth cam too. But birds are just pounding this right here. This is a strut zone, basically, from the pictures I'm looking at. They're just using this as a strut zone, and it's all hours of the day. It's all day long. We're gonna put a blind right here. I've got a bunch of sticker shoots coming up. We're going to use our wicked pruners to trim all that down. That way when I put the blind up, we're not sitting in all that stuff. So I'm going to get it all trimmed up. We're going to get a blind up. I'm going to go ahead and stake it down in case we get any winds. And we're going to get in here and hopefully kill some birds, me and my son, come opening day. Hey, a quick little tip on your turkey cams. Birds are not near as high as deer, so always keep your cams pretty low to the ground and you'll get some awesome shots. Okay, opening day. Me and my son Dalton. Are you pumped up?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. What time you think they'll come in?
About 9:30 or so.
Okay. Reason he says that, we've got like 5,000 game camera pictures on our stealth cams up here on this flat, and about the earliest we've seen a bird up here is about 9:30, 9:45. Haven't heard hardly anything. You said you thought you heard one?
I thought so.
Okay, he thought he heard one off in the distance. We don't even know where these birds are roosting. We're solely relying on our stealth cams with all the pictures. We know the birds are here. Okay, we're hearing what sounds like a bunch of hens back behind us here. Sounds like they're doing some assembly calls. So we're just hoping to come in. We're hoping there's 2 shooters in the group. One for this guy one for me. Got a bunch of women back there just yakking. We're getting ate up with wasp, red wasp. Keep flying into blind. And Dalton had one just about attack him a while ago. He looked like a ninja over there trying to ward that thing off. Stupid wasp. We don't know, do we? Oh my gosh. The bad part was, I know in the video it's going to look like, why is he not shooting when he's broadside? That thing was 8 yards from us, this little strip we're in. It's not very wide, is it? So I was afraid to have him draw because I thought we'd get busted. And about the time he turned away and he had his tail fan facing us, I was just telling Dalton to put it right up where his tail feathers come together right there. And about that time he started flogging a decoy. So that blew that shot. And I guess when he knocked the decoy off the stake, it must have spooked him. And he hopped over about 15 yards away. Dalton hit him and the arrow stuck with him. But he flew off up into a tree and then he flew down. So we don't know what to do right now. It all happened so quick, doesn't it? We're kind of bummed, but really glad a bird come in. But man, that was a beautiful bird. I think we're going to give it about 15-20 minutes and probably just walk down there and see if he's on the ground somewhere. So fingers crossed.
That's a good sign.
Is that him? Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Is it down? I cannot believe we just found that bird. Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Look at that beard.
Wow.
You know, I think maybe I hit him in the leg.
No,
But maybe it's just blood.
It's back here beside it. I see it.
Oh, wow.
That's a heavy bird.
Yeah, look at that. That's got good spurs, too.
Man, how awesome was that? It's warming up pretty good. I got Dalton to hit it home with his bird. He was going to stay with me, but it's going to be close to 70 today. So I might be in here the rest of the day. So he's going to go ahead and take his bird home, get it taken care of. I'm going to stay here for the rest of the day. These birds come in at all times of the day. That one there was pretty epic. Man, that last hen that came in was absolutely beautiful. I've got a lot of stealth cam pictures of her. She's got kind of an amber color to her. But she wanted past my decoys so bad, but she would not cross them. Tagged out, baby. Bowhunt or die. That's a giant bird. He caught me off guard. The hen came back. That was here earlier, the beautiful hen. And she got by me. This time she went past the decoys. And my butt was killing me sitting in this uncomfortable chair. So once she got past me, I stood up to kind of get some circulation. It's log jams behind me. And I didn't think a bird would ever come through that. All of a sudden I heard something coming through it. So I tried to get set down. This chair is very creaky. It was making all kinds of noise. And I looked over and really big top. My goodness, he's got a huge beard on him. But by the time I got the camera on and everything and got my release on, he got by me so quick I couldn't even get drawn on him. He was seeing that hen over there. And then he kept coming back to the decoys, but he wouldn't come far enough where I could shoot, and then he'd go back to the hen. And that last time, I made my mind up, if he starts this way, I'm going to draw. So I went ahead and drew. And he stopped just enough right there where I could get a shot, and I pounded him. It's not the bird I'm after. I could not pass that bird up. Oh my goodness. First day, it's like 5:30 or 6 o'clock right now. I don't even know. My phone was starting to go dead, so I shut it off. We'll go out there and see what I got. Bowhunter die. All right, here we are. Look at us. What a good day. Father-son double. It's a shame he couldn't have stayed with me. We could have got this right away, but like I said, it's warm, so he took that one home, got it on ice. But it worked out perfect, so he brought it back here and we're able to get some good interview with him. So I think his definitely a lot heavier. They're both really good birds.
It feels like it.
Yeah, yours is definitely a heavy bird. Oh, we had a good day, didn't we? Look at that, he's got a little bit of white in his tail fin there. So, right there is what had us up here on this flat. Those stealth cameras. If it wasn't for those, we would not be here with these birds. On a whim, I put them up here, and we got like 5,000 pictures of turkeys in a month. Huh?
About 900, wasn't it?
The last pull was 900, so we got 5,000 total in a month. But if it wasn't for those pictures and those stealth cams, we would have never knew to come up here because the birds were not sounding that good up here. Plus, you can't really hear them from the roads when we're scouting. So
Thank God for stealth.
yeah, they did us some good, didn't they? And we got some awesome pictures. I'm hoping I got some real good footage on the 4Ks because I shot him in front of him. He went into major flop mode, and ought to be some pretty epic cam footage there. So we're gonna get these birds home and get them taken care of. Couldn't be more proud of you, son. Got your first bird, so we will see you on the episode of Bowhunter Die.
I am not your forefather's broadhead. I am 4 ultra-sharp blades of blistering precision. I am 3 devastating inches of cutting trauma. I am a 100-grain testament to American ingenuity. I am a bulletproof storm of unleashed fury. I am the Spitfire double cross, and failure is not an option. NAP. Hunt with confidence.
Hey everybody, Johnny Herrmann here. It's April 24th of 2018. I'm kneeling down here in Eau Claire County, Wisconsin, which is west central Wisconsin, my home turf. This is that spot where you guys have seen me hunt before. I got toms roosted right above me tomorrow morning, hopefully. And I cannot make any human noises coming in here, otherwise the whole thing's up. So I'm putting all of my stealth cams out around me for second angle stuff, and all of this is to show you guys a great hunt tomorrow morning. Hopefully we get a big tom or maybe multiple toms come in here and try to beat up this old HS strut Jake decoy behind me here. Well, I tell you what, again, that worked out perfect. I'm a good hunter. I'm not a very good shot. Man, I had the old patience. I had it until that one saw me drawing back, and when that one on the left started boogering out of here, I got in a big hurry, and that is not good for me. So anyways, I hit that bird on the right, low and too far right, really. Well, he's moved about 50 feet, but he has since stood up, and he's just standing next to that tree right now. He looks like he's got his wits about him. Hey, we got her done, kids. Oh my God, it is April 25th. It's the second week of Wisconsin's turkey season. This was the first week that I had, so this was the first morning that I've hunted. First bird was up on the hill that flew across the creek, and then these two birds that were right behind me flew down basically right into my set. They were about 20 yards behind it, and they looked it over for a little bit, and then they came right in. It was just beautiful. I had stealth cams all around that decoy setup. But anyways, everybody's been helping me with this target panic issue. Frank McDonough's been coaching me from out in Pennsylvania. Clinton's been giving me a pat on the back whenever I needed it. And in fact, yesterday he sang me his patience song in a voicemail.
Have patience, don't be in such a hurry. When you get impatient, you only start to worry. Remember that God is patient too, and think of all the times that others had to wait on you.
And when these birds were coming up to the decoys, I was humming that song in my head, and it worked. It worked perfect. I mean, I just was gonna let them beat up the decoys and then shoot one of them. But I got spooky, I guess. 3 minutes in, I was kind of thinking they might just walk away, and I ended up pulling the trigger when my pin was still too low on him. He ended up having some mobility yet. He crossed the creek and then came down through some brush on the other side of the creek, and I ended up shooting him. I ended up taking some of the tail feathers off. I did some things right this morning. I did some things wrong this morning that I'm going to be working on yet. But so anyways, I'm going to go home, get this bird taken care of, hopefully do some hunting with my dad later this week, and then I'll be back for weeks 5 and 6 here in west central Wisconsin. So stay tuned. Hopefully there's some more turkey action coming from John Herrmann this year.
There's no question about it, Justin. For those of you who take the time to put up those trail cameras and get those second angles and third angles, I mean, that is some impressive stuff.
Yeah, both those guys did an amazing job there. And, speaking of trail cameras, Dan did a great job just scouting in general. Sure. Johnny's got one of those spots like what we used to have where it's just like the turkeys are always there. But if you don't have one of those spots, using your trail cameras to scout before the season can definitely put you in the money, as Dan showed us right there. So Todd.
That's all right. One more second on that, Justin. I mean, I think the key there is, putting those cameras really far back and even putting them in time-lapse mode. I mean, to be able to get that big picture,
sure,
of what is happening in those areas. I mean, that is definitely kudos to Dan. I mean, I think that's a great job. And when you've got a lot of cameras and it's this time of the year, why not do that?
Yeah, definitely. So, guys, next up we're going to check in with Daryl Bell as he gets technical with us on clover plots, spraying, planting, and fertilizing. So let's check in with him now.
All right, folks, Daryl Bell here. It is March 6th. We're down in South Alabama actually putting in the last of our perennial clover fields. This is a new property to me. I didn't have this property a month ago or these clovers would have been planted in. I have a feeling we're going to be past our last frost date at this point, so unfortunately we won't have the benefit of getting any frost-seeded clover down. But we're going to spray this plot, kill off the weeds and oats that are in it, seed the clover, put a starter fertilizer on it, roll it all. I didn't have time to take a soil sample. Like I said, just picked this property up. This clover won't be germinated in the next week when I get the sample back, so I'll be able to apply the rest of the fertilizer minus what I put out as a starter fertilizer and get the lime on it. So I'm in a little bit of rush today. It just got done raining. We're supposed to get some more rain later this week. Cool nighttime temperatures, warmer daytime temperatures. It's just perfect for growing clover. So I'm trying to get it in better late than never, I guess. So stick with me and let's get this stuff in the ground. Alright guys, so I'm about to get ready to mix up some glyphosate real quick to spray this field. Because this was such a spur of the moment trip, I did not have time to stop and get any spray equipment. So I'm going to do it by hand. It'll take a little longer, but ultimately we'll get the same result. So when you're mixing this stuff, obviously wear the correct PPE, personal protective equipment. So we got our gloves on. And what I'm going to do is when we're burning out something like wheats and oats, it's really the only thing that's in here. There's a few little small broadleaf weeds, some cudweed, things like that. Nothing that's really going to take a heavy broadleaf weed herbicide. So Roundup will do the trick, which is basically glyphosate. This is just a Lesco brand Prosecutor glyphosate. I believe it's 41%. So it will do the trick. 1 ounce per gallon is all it takes. These small annuals do not take a lot to kill them. So 1 ounce per gallon will burn it out. Now glyphosate is not soil active. So the good thing about that is that I can spray that today. I won't even give it time to dry. I'll spray it, put the sprayer up, break the seed out, and start seeding it. So because it's not soil active, you don't have to worry about it harming that seed once it germinates or before it germinates. So unlike other herbicides. So here we go. Like I said here, 1 ounce per gallon. I actually like to let my water run while I'm putting the herbicide in it, if that's possible. If you have a way to do that, it just helps better mix it. It doesn't let you get any, if you dump the product straight in, it may get into the line and put out a blast of concentrated product right away. So this just ensures we avoid that. Alright guys, well we just got done spraying this thing. Took a little longer than I would have liked using that hand can, but I guess that's the price I pay for not going and getting the spray equipment from the other property and making a spur of the moment trip. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and seed this Heartland Wildlife Institute trophy clover. It's a mix of Berseem, Ladino, and mighty white clover, I believe. I love this product. I've been using this Heartland clover for years, and I actually use it for all my clover needs now. What you'll notice is I didn't disc this seed bed to prep it. Did that for a couple of reasons. For one, the clover seed's so small it really doesn't need it as long as you're giving it a good roll after you plant it. The second reason is this soil composition is terrible. It's nothing but red clay and rock. So I don't want to tear that up and break it up any more than I have to, and I really want to let this this wheat and oats and radishes and broadleafs out here die and increase their organic matter and feed that clover. So we're going to get that put in the ground now. Stick with me. After that, my big spreader actually broke, so I'm going to have to seed or fertilize my my starter fertilizer out of my bag spreader too, so it's going to take even more. But we're going to get it done. Alright guys, if you'll notice, I actually went over that thing a couple of times. That was for a reason. I would rather go over it a couple of times lightly to make sure it got good and even, and nothing's worse than starting off heavy and running out halfway or 3/4 of the way through. Trust me, I know. So I'm running out of daylight pretty quick here, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, but it's time to put the fertilizer on it. I didn't have the exact blend I wanted, so I'm gonna blend together myself a couple of different fertilizers. One is a 0060. It's a 60% potash, so I can get my my potassium fertilizer for the starter. One is a 0440, which is 44% phosphorus, so I'll get my phosphorus from that. And then I'm actually putting a 1648. I'm not putting it as heavy as I am the phosphorus and potassium, but that 1648 is actually has a Milorganite filler instead of a lime filler, so it has really good micronutrient qualities to it, and it's a great soil builder. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all that on it. Like I said, my big 100-pound hopper push spreader I was gonna use, the cotter pin and the axle broke, so can't use that. But it'll take me a little longer, but like I said, hopefully here in a couple of weeks when we're killing turkeys over it and killing deer over it next fall, hopefully all this work pays off. So stick with me, we're gonna get it wrapped up. I'm not trying to put out too much here right away, so not putting out a whole bag of that, just about a third of the bag. All right, that was our potash. As I said, I'm not putting out nearly as much as I expected to take, but what I'll do is when I get my soil sample results back, I will calculate how many pounds of actual phosphorus, potassium, and nitrogen I put out today, and I will subtract that from the soil sample recommendations so that we make sure everything's perfect. So, on to the phosphorus. All right, guys, I just got done putting the last of the fertilizer on this plot. Turkey season starts in 9 days, so we'll actually be back up. I'll definitely have the soil sample back by then, so we'll be back up. I'm gonna bring the lime and the rest of the soil stuff to do the soil amendments with me. Get that done while we're up here turkey hunting. So hopefully next time you see me, we'll be sitting behind a big bird.
You know, Justin, watching Daryl put in that food plot, you know, one thing we kind of forget about is we're kind of spoiled here in the Midwest. I mean, generally, we've got some pretty good soil up here. We generally get, an ample enough of rain, and sometimes I know that I've been a little lazy doing some of the soil tests.
Daryl definitely makes me feel inadequate
with
my soil sampling and fertilizing, because I'm the just like kill it and throw it out there and hope that it grows kind of guy. So,
but he's doing it right, guys.
Yes.
I mean, for those of you who do not have optimal soil conditions, I mean, he just laid out specifically how you should properly put in a clover plot. And I think he did a really great job.
Well, even for the guys that have good soil, like if you want to maximize the growth potential of your food plot and ultimately not waste your time and waste your money, which I've done a lot of over the years, you really want to do things right, which is the way Daryl's doing it. So thanks to him for sending in, a very informative kind of tech tip for us. And speaking of tech tips, next up we've got PJ Riley with Lancaster Archery talking to us about shooting long distances, something Todd and I both need help with, so we better listen up. Let's check in with PJ now.
Hey guys, beautiful day out here in sunny Pennsylvania. We got a tech tip for you. We're going to talk to you about the value of practicing long distance. The average shot at a whitetail from a tree stand or ground blind is supposed to be 20 yards and in. That's a relatively easy shot, but you can have some serious form flaws at 20 yards and in that you'll never know about because the target is so close. Back up 50, 60, 70 yards and you'll notice every form flaw. So that's why it's good to practice out there to really tighten up your shooting form. Some things you're going to want to think about is making sure that your hand position is proper. If you're gripping that bow really tight, it's going to torque, it's going to spin left or right. You'll see that at 50 yards. You're going to want to get your sight pin to really settle down and be quiet. So your shoulders, everything's going to have to be relaxed in order to get that pin to stay steady on that dot at 50 and 60 yards. And right up front, I'm going to point out that yes, this is my hunting bow. I get that question a lot. I run a 15-inch front bar and a 10-inch side rod, and I will hunt with that. The long front bar really resists torque. If you have a little short stubby stabilizer, it's very easy to twist the bow this way. You get that weight out front in distance and it's harder to torque the bow. And to those of you who are out there saying, oh, that 15-inch rod, that's just going to get in the way. Whenever we hear that, we always do this little test. So just put an arrow on and you can see at some point you're going to have to deal with the length of your arrow. If you're in a blind or in a tree stand or whatever, the arrow's longer than my stabilizer. So how this long distance practice can really help you is, let's say you're going out west. Those shots tend to be farther. Antelope, mule deer, elk, you may have to shoot 50 and 60 yards. You want to practice and be ready for those shots, but even if you're not going to do any of that, what this will do is really tighten up your groups at those 20-yard and in shots. And when your shots are that tight, your confidence is going to soar. That's going to be nothing but good. Back to you guys.
PJ, watching that tip definitely makes me want to get out there and start shooting my bow more for sure. Because
I keep hearing that from you, but are you actually?
I am shooting more in my basement, thank goodness.
When was the last time you shot your bow?
Actually, 2 days ago, John.
Yeah, we have no way to prove that, but we'll just go ahead and say
maybe my Nest Cam has me shooting in my basement.
Yeah.
If I do, I will pull it up and bring it next time.
Fair enough. Guys, next up, we want to take a couple seconds to thank some of the people who either sent in their trophy photos or posted them on our social media pages with the hashtag #BowhunterDie. So let's take a look now.
Caleb Berman.
Cameron Stillman.
Cole Raven.
Hillary Scarborough.
Robert Troyer.
And Sydney Craig.
Hey everyone, those are some great trophies that you sent in. We appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, if you want to see yourself right here on an episode of Bowhunt or Die, remember to hashtag them, Bowhunt or Die, and email them to info@bowhunting.com.
Or you could print them out and send them with cash.
That is definitely the best.
Send them to the office. Attention, Justin, of course.
Less than 8K, we don't have to report to the government. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so this week's winner, guys, we are going with Hillary, and if I butcher your last name, I apologize, but I'm saying Scarborough.
That looks good.
It is a great photo, great bird, nice big smile, so congratulations to Hillary on her bird and her trophy. Remember, email your information to info@bowhunting.com. We will get you your Bowhunter Die hat and your Pine Ridge Archery goodies sent out to you shortly. So Todd, that is all the action we have got for this week's show. What do you think? Deer on the brain yet?
I've got deer in the brain. I mean, I know that my seed is all ready. I'm ready to go. I just need to wait for this rain. We got a lot of rain here just recently, so we just need to kind of chill out for a few days. But starting next week, I'm going to be all in.
Food plot season is upon us. So, guys, we will be bringing you some more awesome turkey hunts from the rest of our team over the next couple of weeks. But you will also start to see some deer hunting updates. You know, some of those hit lists and post-season checklists of food plots and tree stand preparation and all that good stuff coming up. So, guys, make sure you tune in right here next week. Bowhunt or Die.
I am rolling.
I am rolling. Are you rolling?
Ready? Hey guys. Okay. This is loud in here. Hey guys, you still got a tag in? Okay. Hey guys, if you haven't tagged, Hey guys, welcome back to Bowhunt or Die. If you haven't tagged your bird yet this fall. I'm in the fall now. Oh.
Let's stick with.
I got this.
All right.
Relax.
All right.
Just gotta play this out.
Hold on.
Hey guys, turkey, get your fix, and hopefully you'll be able to get out this weekend and get your own.